Even at a liberal and tolerant campus, there are students who live in stress and fear. Many of these students are lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender.
I think that there are certainly a lot of people on campus who are homophobic and use offensive language, but a lot of it comes from ignorance and not having ever been around LGBT people.
I think a lot of times it's not that people are homophobic, but it's that they aren't educated and then they're scared to come to that first event and get educated, or they don't realize they need to be educated.
One of the biggest areas LGBT students worry about is housing. Living with another person is daunting enough by itself, but add in the chance for adversity, and it can be a recipe for stress.
I mean, yeah, of course I was worried about that a little bit, but I mean, I didn't let it get to me because I honestly didn't care. Like, if he made a big deal out of it, I could have just got a new roommate, and I mean, deep down it did bother me a little bit, but I didn't let it get to me.
I always let students know that the campus is a relatively safe place. The one problem with that is if you encounter someone who isn't so tolerant, then your experience becomes Ohio University isn't very tolerant.
Apparently, some of my roommates, like the first weekend we were there, we were talking about like people visiting and whatever, and I told them my boyfriend was coming and they were okay with it. I ended up finding out he went behind my back and was trying to convince my roommates to tell them that they shouldn't let my boyfriend come. So, found that out afterwards. I was a little upset, but it's okay.
One of the biggest areas LGBT students worry about is housing. Living with another person is daunting enough by itself, but add in the chance for adversity, and it can be a recipe for stress.
I'm looking forward to exploring the possibility of gender-neutral housing so that that can be expanded and also create potentially welcoming communities for people who are not necessarily wanting to live with someone of the same gender, or people who may be transitioning in terms of their own gender identity or expressions.
Compared to like the surveys that we did on campus, there were tons of people who wanted to live there. I think there were 738 out of 1,176 that said that they would like to live there.
I mean, I think it's a good thing. I personally wouldn't do it just because, I don't know, I just don't have the motive to, I don't know. I think it's fine. Either way, if I room with someone who's straight, if I room with someone who's gay, it's not a big deal to me.
Ohio University's LGBT Center strives to create and promote tolerance through programs it puts on, such as Safe Zone, for housing employees as well as students, in order for them to be more comfortable and accepting of students on campus.
Concerns. But what I do know is this, that where you live is a very personal space for you. So if you don't feel comfortable, if you don't feel safe, if you in some ways feel violated, then it becomes problematic.
This is Robert Faris, reporting from Ohio University in Athens, Ohio.